I thought hauling out in early January would give me loads of time to get things done, but winter clearly had other ideas. Since coming out of the water, it's basically been storms, rain, and awful wet, cold days. And every time I've tried to start a job, the weather's stepped in. Add in bridge works and limited access. And one job in particular might turn out to be a bigger challenge than I expected. I didn't actually film the work itself, mostly because we were grabbing any dry window we could and just got on with it. But in between dodging rain squalls, we did manage to get fresh Antifoul on and added new anodes, and we're now in the process of replacing that very pinkish prop. Now, because I'm clearly a sailing mug, I've got a few sailing edge mugs, and yes, I've got one sailing edge mug to give away. So settle back and watch this episode, and I'll give you the details on how you can get your hands on one at the end of the video. Welcome aboard as I document my journey as a first-time sailing boat owner. This is the Sailing Edge. So, welcome to winter in Portland. So this is where we're at right now. We managed to get 2 coats of Antifoul on, which honestly has felt like racing against the weather more than anything else. We kept the original blue colour. I did think about changing it, but in the end, sticking with what suits the boat just made sense. This was all done in tiny gaps between rain spells, basically watching the forecast, waiting for a break, and then going flat out before the next shower arrived. Today's actually one of those rare little interludes where it's dry enough to walk around and film without getting soaked. Another job that's been ticked off while she's been out of the water is the addition of an anode. This one was done professionally because it came up in the survey, and I wanted to make sure it was done properly. The idea here is to help prevent galvanic corrosion, especially around the prop, so this anode is now properly grounded to the drive shaft. Not the most exciting upgrade you'll ever see, but definitely an important one for me and the boat. And while we're down here at the business end of the boat, the very pinkish prop is now officially off. We're having a new 3-blade prop cast and machine to go back on. The hope is a bit better performance and a little more control when maneuvering, although we'll find out soon enough when we get her back in the drink. Like everything else this haul out, progress has been dictated by the weather. So right now, it's a bit of waiting, watching the forecast, and grabbing whatever dry windows we get. Okay, before the weather decides to turn again, let's head inside and see how things are looking in there. And honestly, this was a big relief. No mold, everything dry, and far better than I expected after all the winter weather. Even the bilge is still dry, with just a small trickle of water left from when we hauled out, which I'll definitely take as a win. After weeks of rain outside, that's probably the most reassuring thing I could see. I mentioned earlier I've got a Sailing Edge mug to give away. If you're already subscribed, thank you. And if you're new here, feel free to join in as well. This isn't a polished sailing channel, just real learning as it happens. So make sure you're subscribed and drop a comment below. And I'm curious, what's the one job you'd tackle first during a haul out? I'll pick one at random and send the mug out. Next job on the list is the windlass and a rather rusty looking anchor chain. We'll find out next time, because I'm not entirely convinced it's going to be straightforward. Till then, Mug Sailor out.
1,000 times I've